and welcome to my monthly reseller recap, where I'm going to share with you my net sales as well as where I am with my goals. But those of you that have been here for a long time, I'm going to throw you to the wall of accountability and other Bob, because I know you have missed her. Welcome to the wall of accountability. I know you guys haven't seen this in a while, but here it is. It is full, which means I completed my goal of listing 15 every day. So that's what these numbers are now, 15. That's how many sold. That's how much dollar amount I added to my store. So that means at the end of the month for January, I sold 160 items on all my platforms that are not whatnot. That'll be later. I listed a total of 465 items, which is more than I've ever listed in a month. And I added a total value to my store of $7,062.92, which is a massive number. So let me give you back to Bob and she'll go over everything else. Thank you, Other Bob. I appreciate that. I'm sure everyone has missed you and the wall of accountability. Don't worry. Moxie, my supervisor, is down here making sure she gets all the pets and that I don't forget anything. But I only have 3 goals for this year. The first one is to list 15 items a day, every day. And I did that in January, so hooray me. The second goal was to do 50 clothing whatnots and 12 book whatnots for 2024. And that was so that way I could still go thrifting once a week, go to the bins, and then sell my stuff immediately, and then hopefully not have a whole lot of stuff left over from my bins trip to then have to list, which goes into my third part, which was to kill my death pile. And I don't know if those of you who have been watching have noticed, but I haven't really given y'all an update on this room that I am currently filming in. And that is because I have made very little progress in this room at all. And that is because while I have done a really great job with the whatnot, so I did a total of 4 clothing whatnots in January, and I did 1 book whatnot in January. So that goal is good. For the clothing, I sold 53 out of the 83 items I listed on whatnot. So that's 63%. That only leaves 30 items that I needed to list in order to not get behind. And then I also sold 34 of 56 books on whatnot. And so that was a total of 60%. But what I did not share and did not do was put all of the books that I got in those binge trips on whatnot, because a lot of them I don't really think would sell on whatnot, or at least not the audience or the customers that I currently have on whatnot. And so I've been trying to list those on eBay. And the problem is that when I'm going on these binge trips and I'm getting these books, I'm not getting a few books. I'm getting like 30 to 40 to 50 books at a time. And so if I'm listing 105 items a week and I am having to list additional clothes and additional books, and then also having to list 30 to 40 to 50 books a week, I'm not really making a whole lot of progress on my actual death pile. So I don't know what the solution is for that, except to not go to the bins. The problem is that I don't know what content to make other than to do maybe like a week in my life to show like mild progress, or to go over some sales, or to just like vlog my life if I'm not doing any thrifting. Like, I can do my what sold videos, I have been doing those, but I don't know what else to do. So if you guys have suggestions, that would be great. What you are still gonna get a video this week of me going to the bins, because I've already done that and I found a bunch of stuff, which is again both a good and a bad thing, but you will get that video. However, I also have a Bronco that is absolutely full of inventory because Melissa and Taylor are amazing human beings and have gifted me a bunch of stuff to go towards my Bronco fund. So what I think I'm going to do, and both of them I believe are okay with this because it's free inventory for me just to go to the Bronco fund because again, they're beautiful human beings. I think what I'm going to do is like take a couple weeks off of doing the bins videos just to like try to catch up, and then instead of doing the bins videos is do a haul showing you what's going to be available on Whatnot on Thursday. So I'll have that haul video up on Mondays, and then whatever doesn't sell during that Whatnot, well then I will have to list. So I will empty out my Bronco finally, which will also feel a lot better because I literally almost cannot see out of my back window. So I've kept it in there because I wanted to bring it into the house because my house is full. We have talked about that. That is why that's my goal. So I think you'll get your video this week, but I think for the rest of March, I am going to ixnay the bins videos and still do the Whatnots because I still have inventory that I can do Whatnots with and does not lose any money from, if that makes sense. And then that will also empty out my Bronco, and I think I'll feel a lot better about that. And I won't be tempted to buy more books, which I don't really need because I have boxes and boxes of books that I have been steadily listing, which you guys saw, but still too many books, too many books. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. But those are the 3 goals. I did great for goal number 1. I did great for goal number 2. Goal number 3, I think will perpetually be a struggle unless I pretty much never shop ever again for like the rest of the year and just like hammer out them listings. So let me go ahead and get into what I'm sure most of you are here for, which is how much money did I make in January. So the lowest performing platform is actually Whatnot, and I made $145.78 on Whatnot, and that is because what I did for cost of goods for Whatnot is for the clothing ones, I just counted everything as $1, each individual item that sold during the clothing Whatnot as $1 because that's what it was. And then for books, it's easy for me to, because it's a set price instead of priced by the pound. So that is what I took out from the cost of goods. And pretty much once I get paid out by Whatnot, all of the fees already come out, so I don't have to do any additional math. So that is why that number is $145.78. Still amazing. So my second best performing platform was Etsy, and that it was $209.98, and that is because I sold that starter jersey to Rob, which again, Rob, thank you. And then I sold that big croc as well. But again, if you remember, that croc cost $70 as a buy cost, so that's why I only made $200. I also, in the beginning of January, like redid my entire store, so like everything got renewed at the same time. And so that actually, I think, is the reason why Etsy performed so well, is because Etsy was like, oh my God, she's doing so much work. And Etsy did not do that in February, so still amazing, great. eBay. This was my best performing month on eBay the entire time I have sold on eBay. So hooray, my gross sales were almost $4,000, which is amazing. My net sales on eBay were $1,816.82. So that means from the 3 reselling platforms that I had sales on, I made a net profit of $2,172.58, which is pretty good. That's where I actually want it to be. That's where I want it to be. As far as other money, so money that I made because I'm doing reselling and doing social media, I made $17.69 off my Amphero anthology, which I've been promising you guys an update for that for 2 years now. I'm sorry. It's literally almost done. I just need to do M and N and it would be done, but I'm too busy listing right now, so hopefully before the end of the year that'll happen. And then for YouTube, so this is YouTube pays me out if I hit over $100, the $100 threshold, and then I uploaded every single day in December, and so I did hit that threshold. I made a video about that in January talking about how that was really not worth it, but it was and it was not. It was a great learning experience and I made money, but it was a lot of work And yeah, I made $232.26 off of YouTube. So for my other money, I made $249.95. So in total, net profit for January, $2,422.53. That's where I need to be. I need to be that and actually more than that to be good, to keep doing this full time. And that did not happen in February. I can already tell you that now. I will get into that, of course, later on this month. But January was awesome, and I'm grateful for January. I'm grateful for those of you that joined me in January, and I really appreciate everybody that is watching this video now, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope that this was interesting to you. Again, if you have any suggestions for content that is not shopping content that you guys would want to see, please let me know. I'd be down for that. I've thought about making a video about books. I already am planning to sit down while I list books and like go over what I look for in books when I'm picking them up at the bin, because I feel like there's some individuals that are interested in that. But other than like weekly vlogs and that, I still have that tie-dye video I promised you guys. I have other options. I don't know. But I will see you guys in the next video, which of course will be the last bin's shopping trip for a few weeks. So hopefully you guys will tune in for that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Bye. Hero, hero. I wanna be a hero, hero. Oh, the hero comes, I can hear the drums, and a horse is drawn to the kingdom come through the pale moonlight. My heart's ignite to the core.